Hi friends, it's Dawn, your girl, back with you again. I have been off my journey. I've gotten derailed, but I'm back on. You know, in life sometimes you want to do things and life gets in the way. You just have to stop, recharge, refocus, everything, realign, and come back. And I thank you for being here. And for those of you who are coming in for the first time, thank you, and may you continue to come in. I am trying my darndest to get this thing going as I would like to, but like I said, life gets in the way. Anyhow, the holidays are up on us again, and I was just thinking that how being with family and friends, you know, sharing good times, good food, music, you know, all the stuff that makes the holiday worthwhile, we should be looking forward to, especially since COVID and its restrictions for travel. Because if you're like me, most of my family relatives, they're not in this country with me, so I have to travel to see them. Well, my country is Jamaica, and I wanted to go for Christmas. Well, I normally go just after Christmas. I spend Christmas here and go to Jamaica. I always want to be in Jamaica for the new year. When the next year starts, I'm in my birth country. That has been my tradition. Anyhow, this year I was checking on going to Jamaica, and then I was told, oh no, you better rethink that because there are travel advisories issued. And now suddenly, just when I was thinking, okay, I have been there in the summer because I had to run there for a funeral, and I was okay, and I will still try it again. Here comes the country has a state of emergency now. So I started worrying. Depression sinks in, fear sinks in, all the sadness sinks in. The saddest part of it is that I know Jamaica has crime. The crime and violence is rampant there, and I'm so saddened by it because Jamaica is such a beautiful place, and crime and violence shouldn't be what you hear about Jamaica. No, it's under a state of emergency, which is good. It will help with the crime. But one of the saddest part of this is that my hometown is one of the places where in a travel advisory from the US, people are told not to go there. My hometown is Steertown. If you have not heard of it, Steertown is a beautiful village in the parish of St. Anne in Jamaica. It's right near Ocho Rios, a sun destination which I'm sure many of you have heard of. And for me, I grew up in Steertown. I left there when I was 19. So you can say Steertown is a place where my who I am was defined there. And my feet left, but my heart is always there. So can you imagine how sad and depressed I am hearing that Steertown is named as a place that one shouldn't be traveling to? Oh my goodness, my beautiful Steertown. Steertown was a village that you want to go to. Just going back and seeing the smiles on the faces of the people, how they welcome you, how they smile at you. It's, you know, knowing that you're one of them. It's like, you have come back. You are gone, but you have come back. It's something to go back for. You want to experience that. My people in Steertown were hardworking, kind, loving people. They would give you the shirt off their back. They took care of you. They defend you. There were no pushovers. I can say that about Steertown people. Oh no. They would stand up for their rights, and they'll give you a piece of their tongue if they had to. And even as children growing up, they would take the belt to you. And that was how we grew up. You had to be careful what you did in that village, because when they report you, you're going home to another beating from your parents. So this was Stairtown, like I said, kind, loving people. And now here in that Stairtown is a place of crime and violence. It is sad. I was there in August, or the end of August, September. And I was fine. I did not see the crime and violence that's being reported, even though I know it's there because I was there for a funeral that was brought on by violence then. But I am just wondering, or the way how I felt at the time was that I was okay. I don't know. Like I'm wondering, was it because I was with family and friends that I felt okay? Like there was really no fear. Granted, I did not stay on the road late. I was, in my house, not after midnight. But we were there. I was there, and we had fun. We were okay. I didn't feel threatened. People were just as nice. Always in my childhood, when the older people, the people I grew up with, the few are still there, because that's another thing. A lot of us have left. And I know too, just like me, our feet left, but our hearts are still there. So we're hurting that Stairtone is deemed a terrible place. Like I said, the Stairtone I knew was a place with kind, loving people. People not hurting each other, unless it was maybe more domestic violence, man and his woman kicking off and all those things. Boys would fight. It wasn't that violent. Nobody had guns and those things. Once in a while you hear of something terrible happening, like maybe in a fight someone got stabbed and so on. But nothing to be fearful of. Your door was always open. You people walk in, and especially now at Christmas, it was one of the most happiest times in my life, because my grandmother was one of those who welcomed people to the house. She had to feed, and big cooking, big cleaning, big everything happened at my grandmother's. Oh, why am I saying grandmother? My great grandmother. And the other relatives in Kingston would come over with food and gifts and all that. So we were happy. My grandfather would come down with some form of meat we would have for the holiday. So it was a happiness there. And I still have some of that feeling in me today. Like I said, Steertown defined me and make me who I am today. So learning that it's a terrible place to go to is really, really depressing me. But sometimes I wonder what has caused this. Yes, there's gang violence, and I'm not too happy about that. I pray that these young men, because that's mainly what it is, these young men are fighting each other, maybe for territorial rights. And there has been a lot of new people, an influx of new people in the village. So maybe that causes friction. And then there are the young men who have nothing to do, no job, no money. So for them, turn into the gang maybe is a good thing for them. They can get a meal, they can survive, because otherwise they have nothing. So they think gang culture is the best for them. I feel sorry for this situation, because a lot of us left the country and never thought that it would end up like this. But maybe we have to get together and say, as Steertonians, what can we do? Can we come together? Can we get into like the politician's head and say, We have got to do something for Stairtown. Well, most of Jamaican villages, because I know this is why I think this is why there is so much crime. There's poverty, no jobs, nothing for these children to do. So yes, getting into a gang to them is the best thing. Some of them, because being in a gang, they can get their meals. They have things to do. It's like doing a gang job today. It's having work. There are children there who have gotten many subjects in their examination, CXC or whatever it's called there. I'm not even sure anymore. They have many subjects and no jobs. Some of them might be lucky enough to end up in the army or as a police or working in the hotel. They can continue their education in university, and they do that, go to the hotels, because that's where they can find employment nowadays, like in the tourism industry. I think Jamaica needs more industries, like what else can be done, or encourage these children to do the trades. There are houses being built, teach them how to become good at making houses, all the work. Maybe if they have this kind of education, then being in the trades, they can work in construction, help to build houses, because that seems to be one of the major thing in the country now. A lot of houses are going up. So train them differently. And the things that used to give them hope or, say, employment, like by the beach, say in Steertown, out near the Miami Bay Beach, it's taken away from the people. People there used to be fishermen. And then the ladies would go on the beach and braid their hair, make money and all that. All these are taken away. And another thing, many of these places that do employ people, they're not employing older people. If you're maybe 40 and older, you're not employable anymore. It's the younger people who are being employed even in the hotels. So they need money. There is little pension given. What they get as pension is nothing. So these children turn to crime and violence to survive. And I wish, or I hope, government can do something to help them have a better future, a better way of life instead of crime and violence. I understand that. I think policemen are now searching people in the village, especially the young men. Yes, that's good. But what happens after this? Is it going to continue? What is there to help them after this? Because they're not going to do this for a long time. What will happen after this state of emergency is over? What will happen to these young men? Eventually they'll go back to crime. And US, instead of sending travel advisories, it's good, but how can you help Jamaica? Can you give us a few good men to come in and see what is needed, speak to the tourism people or the government, and see how you can help combat the crime? Where are the guns coming from? Who is buying them? Where is all this money for? They're supposed to be poor, no money, yet there are always guns coming in, ammunition. Who is buying it? Where is the money coming from? Where is it being sent from? We need that kind of help there just to get the crime down. People cannot live like that. And if the tourism industry is slowed down, then there will be more crime, because you know what? The tourism industry puts a lot of money in the Jamaican economy. So if there is no tourists, or there are no tourists, where the money will be less on the island, and so the crime will increase. So I just need you people. Just give me some ideas. What can we come up with? What can we do for Stairtown? What can we do for Jamaica? Can we come up and think of What else can be done? What kind of industry can we think of to help? I just need a lot of us to put our heads together and see what we can advise or if we can do anything for Stairtown. I know the reunion was done and they are trying, but we still need more because it's done and it's over and they're still killing. So we need some permanent solutions. What are we going to do? Where can we find help? How about other communities? Can we find out from them why is there peace then in their community and what have they done? It's so sad. Teardown is beautiful. Jamaica is beautiful on a whole. But crime and violence in your hometown, if you are concerned, if you care, you will see that it's it's a sad situation. It's a depressing situation. And like I said, on this journey, I am trying to feel better about life. And this is not making me feel good. I am really saddened. And I know they say it takes a village. And I know Steertown, the village of Steertown, helped me, define me. And like I said, my feet are gone, but my heart is always there. And I know a lot of you share the same sentiment. And I am glad, Steertown, that you are my village. And I pray that the situation will change. If the Lord listening, Jamaica needs you, Lord. But Steertown needs you now. So friends, thank you. This was just my little piece, tearing at my heart for my hometown, my beautiful village. And I hope you will respond. Let me hear from you. And I hope you'll come back because somehow I'm not going to be healed until a long time. Because every time I think I've made a big increase in my journey, something else sets me back. Anyhow, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And can you please like, share, and subscribe? Thank you again. Bye now.